Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rakah Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone for teaching us this truth according to the Bible. I'm going to get right into it because, this is going to be a shorter video. Um, as a lot of brothers have already made videos on this topic, but I'm just going to add to it, okay, and bring out a couple scriptures. And as a lot of people have heard, the National Guard is going to be deployed in the city of Chicago now. And like we've said earlier, Washington, D.C. was just the start of what this president is going to be doing all across the country. And he said so himself out of his own mouth. And really, this is really the attempt at saving or salvaging or gaining control of the United States of America as it falls. Okay, we're officially in the downfall of the world's greatest empire that has ever existed. Okay, when you as a leader of a nation have to put um, soldiers, okay, National Guard troops into your major population centers, okay, cities, it's because you are losing control of A, your population, B, your economy, okay, and C, the sentiment of your nation as a whole. And if you think that the American people, okay, across this country are just going to take this lying down, okay, I believe that this might be the straw, okay, that breaks the camel's back. All it takes really is one little incident, one little mishap between a citizen in one of these cities and a soldier, okay, and you're going to have bloodshed in the streets, and that's what's going to happen, okay, according to the prophecies in the Bible. All right, America is on its way out. It is already declined so much that these other nations, okay, are already de-dollarizing, and they're already making their own alliances, and America is really just in free fall at this point. Okay, let's read a little bit of this article from The Guardian. Okay, it says Illinois Democrats slam Trump's illegal plans to send National Guard to Chicago. Okay, well, it is unconstitutional. All right, there's two sides to this, right? And we, as people, as brothers, okay, who bring out the truth of the Bible, we don't really care on either side. The Israelites that inhabit the city of Chicago are some of the most dastardly, devilish, demonic niggards, okay, in the country. However, technically, what Trump is doing is definitely unconstitutional. So, you're going to have opinions on both sides. But here's this article. It says Democrat leaders across Illinois and Congress are condemning Donald Trump's reported plan to send National Guard troops to Chicago, denouncing what they call an unprecedented abuse of presidential power. Okay, because really, when you do stuff like this, okay, you're getting into Hitler territory, Mussolini territory, okay, Stalingrad territory. All right, and the United States is becoming what's called authoritarian state. Okay, continue reading. It says that the Illinois governor, J.B. Pritzker, is set to hold a news conference alongside the state's attorney general, Kawaim Raoul, later on Monday to formally oppose the federal troop deployment in the city. See, these governors, they don't want Trump to be sending in his troops into their states. Okay, he already did it in California with those protests against ICE. Okay, he already went over the governor of California, Gavin Newsom. He already went over his head. Okay, he didn't really care. All right, and I believe they're in court right now over that whole ordeal. But Trump is going to do what he wants to do. Okay, this is that cruel Lord, which really brings me to my first scripture, not Jeremiah, Slakia, 19, Isaiah 19:4, and the Egyptians will I give over into the hand of a cruel Lord, and a fierce king shall rule over them, saith the Lord of hosts. Okay, so the Heavenly Father Yahweh has given America into the hands of Donald John Trump, who is that cruel Lord. It's Nero. Okay, we believe he's Emperor Nero coming back in the reincarnation, and he's going to bring this place down. Okay, he's gonna uh, 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 cause such a division in this country that the militias, okay, the patriotic Americans who love their Constitution, they're gonna realize what is going on, okay, and they're gonna see the authoritarian tendencies of this president, okay, and they're gonna try to fight back along with Jake. Jake's gonna fight back in the cities, all right, and they're gonna get mowed down, okay, as they deserve to, because the 2/3 need to be eliminated. Okay, so we're really excited about this. Okay, time is short. The Heavenly Father has sped up the times, right? So let's go over here to YouTube because I saw a video. I just watched it. We're gonna bring it back up. Okay, right here. The brother from let me get this channel correct. This brother here, Mercy for the Elect 144, posted this video. It's about 3 minutes. We're gonna let it play. Just talking about these rabbis who are constantly and consistently telling you the same things that the Hebrew Israelites are telling you, that America is Rome, America is Edom, and it's going to be destroyed soon. So let's go into this.
About the collapse of a nation is by bringing about the collapse of its economy. Another way is by sending it to war. A nation can lose its glory from war. That is how it happened in the past. The Babylonians and Persians. The Romans were never destroyed because the Romans split up into many countries. Who's Rome today? Europe and the United States.
He said, who's Rome today? Europe and the United States. That's what we've been telling you. That's what the men of the Lord, okay, on the internet for the last 20 years, okay, ever since 2007, okay, have been telling you that America is Rome reincarnated, okay? And Europe in the EU, okay, is that beast, okay, that the harlot rides on, okay, in the book of Revelation, okay. Let's get that. Let's get this beast, 7 heads and 10 horns. Okay, we'll go to Revelation 13:1, and it says, "And I stood upon the sand of a sea, and I saw a beast rise up out of the sea, having 7 heads and 10 horns." Okay, that beast is NATO in the EU. Okay, those nations over there. "And upon his horns 10 crowns, and upon his heads the name of blasphemy." Okay, and who's riding on this beast? Okay, and the beast which I saw was like unto a leopard, and his feet were like as the feet of a bear. The leopard starts with Alexander the Great. Okay, the official start of Edomite dominance in the world, becoming a superpower as a nation of people. Okay, started with Alexander the Great in the time of the Greeks, and it's going to end when Russia, whose symbol is the bear, sends nuclear missiles over to the United States to destroy the beast system, okay, and officially bring in the start of the kingdom of the Israelites under Yahweh Shai. And his mouth as the mouth of a lion, and a dragon gave him his power, right? The dragon gave him his power because they rule by the rule of law, their law, okay? And that dragon, okay, which goes into the Roman Empire, is how they rule their kingdom, okay? And gave him his power and his seat in great authority. Bear with me for a second, y'all. We'll get it in the, well, here it is. Verse 3, "And I saw one of the heads, as it were, wounded to death, and its deadly wound was healed." That goes into the Roman Empire, the fall of the Western Roman Empire. And how was it healed? Through the Renaissance time period, or the rebirth time period, okay, starting in the late 1300s, okay, when Rome was revived. And you heard him say that, Rome was split up into many countries, and that's what he was talking about. America being that last country that came out of that coalition, okay, and is ruling the earth today, okay. It says, "And his deadly wound was healed, and all the world wondered after the beast." Okay, and America is actually the whore of Babylon, the great whore of Babylon. We'll go to Revelation. Okay, we'll get it in the blue letter. Let's go to Revelation chapter 18. Actually, let's go to 17. Okay, and we'll go to Yeah, we'll start at verse 1, Revelation 17 and 1, and it says, "And there came one of the seven angels which had seven vials, and talked with me, saying unto me, Come hither, I will show thee the judgment of the great whore that sitteth upon many waters." Okay, this is America, right? America is dominating the earth right now. Military bases all over the place, central banks in almost every country in the world, okay, dominating the world with their military and their dollar. Okay, with whom the kings of the earth have committed fornication, and the inhabitants of the earth have been made drunk with the wine of her fornication. Okay, the philosophies and the policies of America and Western democracy have been pushed through this whore, okay, around the world. And it's starting to spread so far that the whole world has been corrupted. And now the Lord, Yahweh Shai, has to destroy this place. Otherwise, the whole world and all flesh would be destroyed. Okay, so he carried me away in the spirit into the wilderness, and I saw a woman sit upon a scarlet colored beast full of names of blasphemy, having seven heads and 10 horns. And that's that woman, okay, sitting upon NATO in the EU. So when this guy is talking about, okay, Rome in Europe, Rome being Europe in the United States, okay, well, let's hear that again.
Rabbis tell us the Romans were never destroyed because the Romans split up into many countries. Who's Rome today? Europe and the United States.
Rome is Europe in the United States, and that's what it's talking about right here in Revelation 17 and 3. Okay, the woman sitting upon the scarlet-colored beast, okay, having seven heads and 10 horns. Verse 4, it says, "And the woman was arrayed in purple and scarlet-colored, and decked with gold and precious stones and pearls, having a golden cup in her hand, full of abominations and filthiness of her fornication. And upon her forehead was the name written, Mystery Babylon, the great mother of harlots and abominations of the earth." Okay, and that's where we are today. And it's time for this whore to go down. And what we're seeing now is the whore is going down. Okay, right here in this article. This is the beginning of it. The Pentagon sources, right back in the Guardian, it says Pentagon sources confirmed to news outlets that planning is actively underway for operation through no final decision have been announced. Pentagon officials also told Fox News ahead of the weekend that up to 1,700 National Guard personnel are prepared to mobilize across 19 predominantly Republican states from August to mid-November to support immigration and that's just their excuse. Okay, I believe, and a lot of brothers have said this as well. We believe that they're actually staging troops across the country because there's some sort of event that's going to go down, and they're going to need to deploy troops quickly because people are going to lose their minds. Okay, some sort of event is going to happen, and that's why they need to pre-stage these troops, okay, all across the country. All right. So let's go get another verse. All right. Right here, Second Esdras 15 and 16, and this is great for this topic because it tells you that these people are not going to take this, right? Second Esdras 15 and 16 says, "For there shall be sedition among men." Okay, yeah, there's going to be sedition. Okay, there's going to be people that are going to take the law into their own hands because they feel that the government is overreaching their bounds. And it says, "In invading one another, they shall not regard their kings, which is their presidents, their governors, their mayors, their leaders, nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power." Okay, so everybody's going to take the law into their own hands. It's going to be mano y mano, every man for himself. Okay, there's going to be anarchy out in here in these streets. It's going to be Mad Max for a while. Okay, and then they're going to come in with that MOTB and offer everybody the chance to go back to normalcy, and most people are going to fall for it. Okay, Jeremiah 51. Okay, this is a good chapter to read about the fall of Babylon. Jeremiah 51 and 9 says, "We would have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. Forsake her and let her go every one to his own. Forsake her and let us go every one into his own country. For her judgment reaches unto heaven and is lifted up even to the skies." Okay, so, you know, this whole thing about make America great again, that's them saying we would have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. Okay, this whole thing about anybody that believes in the Constitution is going to be upheld, or somehow America's going to pull out of this difficult time or anything like that. That's them saying we would have healed Babylon. But guess what? The Lord has other plans. Yahweh Shai wants to destroy this place for what it's done to the children of Israel. Okay, you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans got to understand something. Everything that's happening in this country is prophetic, and it pertains unto you and your bloodline. It's because of what these Edomites have done to you with this country, with this power structure, with their finance, with their military, everything they've done. Okay, all the injustice, all the murder and robbery, all the lies and covering up of history that they've done is now their chickens are coming home to roost. Okay, so it's best that you step out of the way. Okay, it's best that you get right with Yahweh Shem Shai. We understand that the 2/3 are not going to hear this message. They're not going to take heed. Okay, and ultimately it's going to be to their destruction. All right, Isaiah 19:2. And I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians. And that's not talking about Egypt, okay, over there in the Levant. It's talking about America. America is this Egypt. And they shall fight everyone against his brother and everyone against his neighbor. And that's going back into 2nd Esdras 15, okay, sedition among men, okay. Everyone's gonna fight for their own self, man. Everyone against his brother and everyone against his neighbor, city against city, and kingdom against kingdom. All right, so we're getting here to this point, right? And it's all because America's going down. Right here in Revelation 13:3. And I saw one of his heads as it were wounded unto death, and his deadly wound was healed. I believe I already read this, but and his deadly wound was healed, and all the world wondered after the beast. Okay, that's going after America and this Western European system that everybody seems to worship. Okay, that's what it's talking about, the revival of Rome, the Renaissance. Okay, and this is what this guy was talking about.
Rabbis tell us that before Mashiach comes, there will be many wars. And these wars will eventually bring about the collapse of Edom. Not only the economy will be in ruins, but many people will lose their life as a result of this war.
Many people will lose their life, and that's true. Many people are going to die here, okay, in America. Scriptures talk about their bodies being strewn in the streets as the mire of the streets. Okay, everybody's going to experience mass death. Okay, I believe I talked about this at camp. Okay, how the stench of death, which is a very distinct smell, especially when you're talking about human beings, the stench of death is going to fill the air in Babylon the Great. You won't be able to step outside. You won't even be able to be in your own house without smelling death all around you. Rotting bodies, people screaming, blood everywhere. Okay, you're going to be, America is going to become, that scene from that movie, I believe it's called Pinhead. Okay, when he walked in and said, "Let the games begin," and everybody started getting fucked up. Okay, that's what America's going to be like here pretty soon. Okay, and there's no avoiding it. Okay, just take heed to the prophecies. Okay, and pray to Yahweh Shem Shai that he have mercy upon you. All right.
The United States has no future. That's it.
He said the United States has no future, right? That's exactly the verse that we just read. Okay. What did it say? Jeremiah 51:9. We would have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. Forsake her. Yeah, United States has no future, man.
There's no other way of explaining it. Edom, which is America, is going to be destroyed. There's a lot of problems.
He said Edom, which is America. And who else have you heard say that? The Hebrew Israelites of Great Millstone and like-minded brothers. Okay? You so-called Edomites here in America, you so-called white people in America, you can deny it, vocab, you can deny it, you can try to come against camps all you want. You can travel and spend money on plane tickets and go around the world trying to confront Hebrew Israelite camps. But guess what? You can't stop prophecy and you can't stop truth. Truth is going to prevail. And the vast majority of people don't believe in the doctrine that we're speaking. But it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter whether you believe. Romans 3:3. We don't care if you don't believe. Guess what? Yahweh Shem Shai is gonna move forward and he's gonna execute his word regardless. You are an Edomite. America is Edom, and it will be destroyed.
Prophecies, if you want to do just for two of them to see, one of them is in the book of Obadiah, chapter 1, and the other one is the book of Jeremiah 49. You'll see the destruction of Edom. So really, the United States of America is destined to crash miserably. What matters is...
And it is. America is destined to crash miserably. Okay, let's go over here. Actually, let's go to the blue letter real quick. Get one more verse. Okay, we're going to go to... there's a lot of places you can go. Well, let's go back to Jeremiah and we'll go to 49. Okay. Right here, Jeremiah 49:7, concerning Edom, thus saith the Lord of hosts, is wisdom no more in Teman? Is counsel perished from the prudent? Is their wisdom vanished? Flee ye, turn back, dwell deep, O inhabitants of Dedan, for I will bring calamity of Esau upon him, the time that I will visit him. And you just heard him call America Edom. Okay? If the grape gatherers come to thee, would they not leave some gleaning grapes? If thieves by night, they will destroy till they have enough. But I have made Esau bare. I have uncovered his secret places, and Esau has been revealed, man. Esau has been revealed. Okay? It says, and he shall not be able to hide himself. You can't hide anymore, you so-called white people. Everybody knows you're the devil that the Bible speaks of. His seed is spoiled, and his brethren and his neighbors, and he is not. Okay, the European Union, NATO, it's all spoiled. Israel is about to be spoiled. The United States is spoiled. Everybody that's associated with Esau is about to be made bare. Okay, let's finish this video.
That the fact is that the land of Edom, the United States, is going to be destroyed, and it's going to start with economy, and then it's going to lead after that to many other things. At the end of the day, Hashem is the one who is going to control everything, and it doesn't matter who is going to put at the head of the United States to bring it down. It doesn't matter. And the fact is that I don't want to talk too much right now about America. For that, I am actually going to invite the one.
So, yeah, he's saying that America is going to be destroyed. We're saying that America is going to be destroyed. Okay, and it's going to happen. And we're already well on our way. Let's go to Joel chapter 2. Okay, talking about the day of the Lord, Joel 2:2, it says, a day of darkness and of gloominess, a day of clouds and thick darkness, as morning spread upon the mountains, a great people and strong, there hath not been ever the like, neither shall it be any more after, even years of many generations. So those missiles that are going to be shot, this is all going to culminate into World War III, which is going to end with the return of Yahushua and the chariots, okay, which the world calls UFO alien spaceships. They're going to invade. They're going to come to America and wreak havoc and shoot and destroy with their laser beams. And they're going to, these other countries like Russia are going to shoot nuclear missiles to the United States. And that's going to ultimately destroy the entire mainland of the United States with fire. Okay, this is what this chapter is talking about, those nuclear missiles. It says, a fire devoureth before them, and behind them a flame burneth, those missiles. And the land is as the garden of Eden before them, and behind them a desolate wilderness. Yea, and nothing shall escape them. The appearance of them is as the appearance of horses. Okay, talking about these missiles, and as horsemen, so they shall run. Like the noise of chariots on the tops of mountains, shall they leap, like the noise of a flame. A fire devoureth the stubble, as the strong people set in battle array. Before their face, the people shall be much pained. All the faces shall gather blackness. Okay, so, you get the point. America is going down. And what Donald Trump is doing, okay, is just the beginning. What Donald Trump is doing here is just the beginning. So let's get this going. I'll close it right there and give all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone for teaching this truth according to the Bible. Say Shalom and Abba Babal.